Okay, this is the last video. We're going over Geometry Unit Study Guide. In the top corner it says Geometry 9 Example. So you're going to go through this study guide and then you'll take your test. Whenever you take your test, you can go back and refer to the videos, go back and refer to the handouts that we've already had before. Make sure you're using the correct formulas. We're not going to do the whole thing together. You can work through these by yourself. I already have the answers on there for you. So on number 1 it says find the area of a parallelogram. We know the formula for a parallelogram is area equals base times height. So if I have a parallelogram whose base is 7.5 inches and whose height is 2.8 inches, I can just plug that in. Area equals base 7.5 inches times height 2.8 inches. So if I take 7.5 times 2.8, I get area equals 21 inches squared. The second one is exactly like the first one. It's what we just did. It looks like a sheet of paper. It gives you your base and your height. Let's try number 3. It looks like a trapezoid. So you have a trapezoid. Base 1 is 6 centimeters. Base 2 is 11 centimeters. You have your height of 4 centimeters. Your formula is area equals 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times height. So whenever you do that, you need to write everything out that we know and then work from there. Make sure you're using the PEMDAS. So start with your parentheses first. Area equals 1/2. We can start plugging things in. Base 1 is 6 centimeters plus base 2 is 11 centimeters times height was 4 centimeters. Area equals 1/2. Work inside your parentheses first. 6 centimeters plus 11 centimeters is 17 centimeters. We're not squaring that because we're adding them. Times 4 centimeters. Area equals 1/2. If I take 17 centimeters times 4, that gives me 68 centimeters squared because I'm multiplying this time. Then you're going to take 1/2 times 68. You can either work it out as 1/2 times 68 over 1, or you can just say 1/2 times 68. It's the same thing. You could go ahead and reduce if you want to. This would become 1, 2 will go into 68 34 times. 1 times 34 is 34 centimeters squared. If you choose to work it out the long way, 1 times 68 is 68 centimeters squared. 2 times 1 is 2. 68 divided by 2, it's what we just did. 68 divided by 2 is 34 centimeters squared. So area equals 34 centimeters squared. For a triangle, this is like the one that we did previously that looks like the pennant. So we're going to have to change our formula. If you draw this out, it looks just like a pennant. You're going to have your base, and then you're going to have your height. So our formula is going to be area equals base times height divided by 2. Remember, that's because we have a rectangle, and you can divide it into 2 parts. So we're dividing by 2. A triangular flag has a height of 18 inches, and a base of 12 inches. How many square feet of material is the flag? So we're going to take our formula, area equals base 12 inches times height 18 inches, and then we're going to divide that by 2. Area equals 12 times 18. It's 216 inches squared divided by 2. Area equals 108 inches squared. But that's in inches. We need it to be in feet, so we're going to have to multiply. There's 1 foot per every 12 inches times our 108 inches squared. 108 divided by 12 is going to give you 9 feet squared. You can work the bottom ones by yourself. You have a square, so it's going to be area equals base times height. They've given you the base and the height. Then you have another trapezoid. It's like the one that we just worked with the pennant. Then you have a triangle, so it's going to be area equals half base times height. Same for the second triangle. On the back, we're going to go back to that formula to find volume, length times width times height, and you're just going to plug everything in. Volume equals length times width times height. It says Madison's building a toy box that measures 2 feet by 5 feet by 3.5 feet. Volume equals 2 feet times 5 feet, that gives you 10 feet squared, times 3.5 feet. Volume equals 10 times 3.5 is 35 feet, and it's going to be cubed. You're going to do the same thing for 7. For 8, they've given you the volume, they've given you the length, and they've given you the height. You need to figure out what the width is. So you just plug in what we already know. What is the missing width of the object below it? The volume is 352 cubic meters. So our volume is 300 cubic meters. The length is 11 meters. Times, we're trying to find the width. We don't know it. The height is 8 meters. 352 cubic meters. 11 times 8 is 88 meters. Times W, flip it around. You need to do the inverse operation. So right now we have times, so the inverse operation is going to be divide both sides by 88 meters. 88 meters divided by 88 meters is just 1. That leaves us with a W. 352 divided by, this should have been squared. 352 divided by 88 equals 4 meters. So our width is 4 meters. Then you can work through the rest of those. It's just using the same formula that we've been using before. Go back to the very first day that we were talking about geometry. We said that we had an angle XYZ, and we're trying to find the corresponding side. So let's just get rid of that middle because that's the angle, and we have XZ. Triangle ZXY, find the corresponding side, get rid of the middle one, that's the angle, and you're going to have ZY. To find the missing degree of angle, they've given you 2 of the angles. M is 88 degrees. We do not know L's angle. 33 degrees is N. So you just put angle L plus angle M plus angle N equals 180 degrees. All triangles have 180 degrees for their total sum. So angle L plus M, plug them in, 88 degrees plus 33 degrees equals 180 degrees. Angle L plus 88 plus 33 equals 121 degrees equals 180. Inverse operation, so we need to subtract 121 degrees from both sides. Angle L, 121 minus 121 is 0, equals 180 minus 121. Angle L equals 59 degrees. Then you can work out B and C by yourself. 15, we've not had anything like this. I don't know why it's on the study guide or why it's on the test, but we're going to talk about it anyway. It says, which 3 lengths could be the lengths of the sides of a triangle? So they give you A is 12 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 17. B is 10 centimeters, 15 centimeters, 24. C is 9 centimeters, 22, 11. D is 21 centimeters, 7, and 6. So you want to find your two shortest sides. If your two shortest sides are greater than the longest side, you know that you have a triangle. If your two shortest sides are equal to or less than your longest side, then it is not a triangle. So we're going to add our two shortest sides together. 12 centimeters plus 5 centimeters equals 17 centimeters. That is equal to the longest side, so that can't be your answer. Take your two smallest, 10 plus 15 gives you 25 centimeters. That is larger than the longest side, so I'm thinking this is probably your answer. Two smallest sides, 9 plus 11, that gives you 20 centimeters. That's less than the longest side, so that can't be your answer. Two smallest sides, 7 plus 6 is 13 centimeters. 13 is less than 21. It's less than the longest side, so that's not your answer. So B had to have been your correct answer. You'll have one of those on your test. Then you're just going to go down and just finish working out the rest of the coordinates, just like we did before. You're going to find all of your points that are less than, if x is less than a -1, find everything that is in the coordinate that is going to cause x to be less than or -1. So we did these yesterday, so you ought to be really familiar with that. When you work on your test, you can go back and review the videos. You can also look at all of your sheets that you have that have your examples on them. So please use those and go back and refer to them as much as you need to. Good luck on your test.